It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, Micro Mike, man.
Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch Micro Mike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron. Big shout out to Micro Mike and the YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
We are in training camp mode, and folks, we are very, very close to getting this roster filled up. There's going to be folks on the roster bubble. There's going to be people that we're going to be shocked that do not make the roster, and vice versa. We'll be shocked that they make the roster. Travis Troxel, what are two players that are on the roster bubble that will make the team that you don't expect, and vice versa? Players that don't make the team that you do not expect.
Well, Cabada, the linebacker, I believe, he's been putting in time at fullback. Now, prior to my guy, Nick Bawden, going down, I would have said he's not going to make the team.
Mm-hmm.
But because he has been actually performing quite well at fullback in limited time, and he's going to still be a special teamer. Okay. So he does have value there. He has, obviously Matt Patricia loves his versatility. So I definitely think that Cabada, I forgot his first name. I think it's Jason Cabada.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to make this squad. Another person would be, I've been saying he's going to make the team for quite some time. And that is Jamal Agnew.
Okay. Interesting.
I got a couple of guys that I don't think are going to make it.
Okay.
Jonathan Williams. I don't think he's going to make it. Kenny Wiggins, I don't think makes it.
Okay.
You guys are going to be mad at me. Bo Scarborough, I don't think he makes it. He's still not healthy. He's been out this entire time. Ty Johnson's looking pretty good. All the running backs I heard have been looking pretty good except for Scarborough because he's not there. That's for offense. Defense, Mike Ford and D. Virgin for the corners because I heard the other ones are playing pretty well. I haven't heard Bobby Price at all, so I don't think he makes it. Okay. And we just picked up a guy called Huggins, I think. I think he will be battling that out with Kevin Higgins or Huggins.
Yeah,
Higgins. Huggins be Higgins. They're right there. Huggins
I read Huggins in transactions, so it's going to be a battle between him and Kevin Strong, I think.
Craig Jockman, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you. Everyone, welcome to the chat. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so. Also, 8 p.m. Eastern time in 29 minutes. Yes, 29 minutes. You guys run the show. You ask us the questions. We shall answer. I'm sure a lot's going to come to Taylor Decker and other things. We are here. So get your questions ready. In 29 minutes, we will answer the questions about the big deck, the strong D, Penasini, penetration. You throw it at us. We will grab it and hold it down for you because that's what we do.
One more.
Go ahead.
There's a question mark with Austin Bryant because he's still on the pup list.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's still on the pup list.
But I got a quick question. Was that who is going to make the team? Who's not making the team?
Not making the team.
Oh, so then I gave you two wrong answers.
Bum, 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 bum. Let's hear it.
My bad, y'all, because I have them making the team.
Absolutely. Okay, so me making the team, man. Look here. Here's the deal, folks. I think that the Detroit Lions, Bo Scarborough does make the team, in my opinion. He does make the team for that running back position, and that puts Ty Johnson onto the practice squad because Huntley is going to make the team.
Oh, so
He's
so
showing
you
out.
feel that, what do you call it? Him pushing, what was that, a Jeep by this offseason? You felt like that's not enough?
He needs to be pushing more than a G. He needs to push. He needs to push the offensive line forward because the holes aren't opening, and he's got to get through them. I think, in my opinion, yes, I think Ty Johnson is a practice squad-er, and I think that I think that Ibushi does not make the roster. Kenny Wiggins makes it over him. And I think we go 3 quarterbacks with David Blau is number 3 on the roster. Jamal Agnew does not make the roster because we're only going 5 wide receivers, in my opinion. That's what I see. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if this is the case. Antonio Hightower, are you back? If so, let me know. If not, I will keep talking to fill the void. Clearly, he's not back. What would be a shock to you, Trox, of someone making the roster? Would Agnew making the roster shock you, or would be like, oh, okay, kind of figured that?
It's going to be more of a I figured that because I have him making the team.
Okay.
He doesn't only just bring wide receiver value. He brings return value.
Mm-hmm.
And as a returner, you have to win in 3 phases of the game. Obviously, game to game, it has to at least be 2 out of the 3, but you have to be somewhat consistent in 3 phases of football. Your offense, your defense, and your special teams. If you do that, you got a high chance of actually going far in the playoffs and making the playoffs. Let's go start there first, making the playoffs, because we haven't made the playoffs in 3 years?
Facts on facts crime.
So,
folks, I see we got 62 in the chat. Let's get 62 likes up and go ahead, finish your.
So that's why I feel that Jamal Agnew does make the team. It's because of the versatility value that he does bring.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see. I don't think we're going to have a fullback. I think Nada will be the tight end / fullback, and Hunter Bryant makes the team.
Oh.
Hunter Bryant makes the team.
I totally forgot about him.
4 tight ends, even though it's kind of like 3 because the other one will be used. So that'll be interesting to see. In training camp, many things stood out, Duron. Many things stood out in training camp. Whether you've seen it on the Lions live stream on their internet channel, or you're seeing it on YouTube, or you heard about it, what is one thing that really stood out for you for the Detroit Lions training camp?
A couple of good things that I kind of shocked me and just made me feel better. Agnew was one of them. I hear that he's doing amazing in his transition. So that he's proven me wrong because I didn't think he was going to make it, and now I'm starting to believe that he might. So who's going to make the team between him and Marvin Hall now? Because they do the same thing. Yes. It's going to be between them. And Decker, like I said before, he's stonewalling people. It's sounding great.
Okay. Look, I think that's very good standing out for Jamal Agnew. I think it's fantastic that he's doing that. Hopefully it can transition. What's something that stood out for you, Travis Troxel Sports Talk?
Well, we haven't had many injuries. None that is going to say, okay, this is going to be our season on the line.
Okay.
And let me find some wood.
Knock on that wood.
Yeah, because I want to keep that trend. So that's one thing that really stood out for me is the lack of injuries. I love that part. That is probably the one thing I am super excited because in a few more days, in 12 more days, we got Detroit Lions actual football.
Actual football. It's so exciting. We've been talking all off season about this. Football. We are ready to really see the action. This has been a tumultuous off season from not just the NFL, but everywhere. It's been a crazy 2020. Something that stood out to me in camp, and I think it's going to continue to stand out in the season, is how good Marvin Jones Jr. has been. Hearing this man dominate defenses, stealing the ball, first down after first down, I am excited. This man was talked about being traded away. This man was talked about being the dustbin of the Lions roster, yet this guy is standing out more than anyone in camp. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from Marvin Jones Jr. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. Absolutely fantastic year, as long as he stays healthy. And I think him and Kenny Galladay are going to be a very good 1-2 combination duo. I love what I'm hearing, and I love what I'm seeing. I think it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And so all the people that stated this guy should be traded, it's looking like that should be a no-go. Definitely near the trade deadline if we're trying to get for a roster spot. Shout out to Dat Panda Woman. Huge shout out saying subscribe to the channel. That's the Dern's child. Awesome. We
Shout
appreciate
out.
you.
Yep. I want to add something to that.
Yes.
That's the problem, though, is where are we going to be near that trade deadline? I think he, and maybe Galladay too, depending on how much he wants, could be traded.
I really hope that's not the case, Dern.
Right.
That means
Yeah.
we would suck.
I agree. Completely agree. But I'm just saying, don't be shocked if we're bad and it happens.
If we're a top 5 draft pick, yeah, I'm ready for a whole new thing. Hopefully that's not the case.
Right.
Antonio Hightower, what is one thing that stood out to you in Detroit Lions training camp so far?
Aurarie's adjustment in his second year, probably the one for me.
Woo!
I think he beat it. He sounded like he's been really good. Started to see it on the field. I think he didn't have the greatest. He didn't have the most responsibility last year, but he handled it pretty well. You know, he's been playing better than Okudah, which I mean, it's kind of be expected. You know, even if he's a third overall pick, he plays arguably the hardest defensive position in our scheme, where cornerbacks are asked to do more than in most schemes, and he has to make that adjustment in 1 month. It's kind of a lot to ask for a guy who just got out of college, you know?
And it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if this is a regular offseason where he had months and months and months, you know, rookie training camp, rookie mini camp, regular training camp, then practicing, then yeah, I can understand you being upset with your rookie struggling. But dude been getting better every single day. I mean, he's got a lot to do. And the great thing is the Lions haven't asked him to do a lot. The Lions aren't forcing him to be a starter. But let's get off of that. Amani's jump is surprising to me, kind of, because I didn't think he was really. I still don't think Amani's really gonna be where we think he can be till like next season, where him and Okudah could be.
It takes about 3 years. It does.
I'm gonna say for him and Okudah to be that dynamic duo, because later round corners take a lot longer to develop than first round corners. You know, it's a different development track. But you know, Amani's probably been the guy who's been the most surprising to me. You know, I still think Trufant's the best corner on the team, but Amani's development has been surprising.
Amani Awaria, huge shout out to you. We love what you're doing, and I think everybody loves it. Great 5th round draft pick. Absolute steal, in my opinion, and it's showing now.
Subscribe to the members of ISN.